Hello, my dears. It's Aisling Mooney, angel intuitive, author, coach, spiritual business mentor, and we're here for the fourth masterclass in the series, Spiritual Business Breakthrough. So I'm going to just give everybody a few minutes to find me in the group, give everybody a few minutes to find me in the group and on the page, and then we're going to start. So I'm going to open with while I'm waiting for people to gather, I'm going to just choose a card for us. Hi Nicola, how are you? Lovely to see you. Okay, so there's a little bit of energy to be shifted. So I'm just gonna pick a card for us that will just set the sort of theme for this workshop. So, hi Joan, how are you? Okay, so there's a couple of things coming up. Love this already. Okay, so welcome everybody who's joining. Before I start the masterclass, I'm just going to read an angel card for us. Hi Carol, how are you? So the cards that have come up, this is a really beautiful card, 7 of Raphael. It says time to make a decision, be clear on what you want, and take action, and a need for detoxification. Who's that lovely gif? Hi Monique, I love your avatar, very nice. And the second card is Leap of Faith. Archangel Metatron, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, and do what gives you joy. So I'm gonna go deep into this during this masterclass, because I have a lot to talk about on this subject of combining the practical and the spiritual for business success. So I have a lot to say. And these cards are sort of setting the theme. They're really setting the theme for this call. So time to make decision, be clear on what you want, and take action. So if you take a look at this card, there are different buckets, they're all different colors, representing the different chakras, and the different chakra systems that we use. I know I focus more on the 7 chakras. I know there are more, but even this card focuses just on the 7. And this card is about grounding, relaxing, and a lot of us don't come from that place when we're in our spiritual business. We are just grafters. We get going, we put our foot to the accelerator and just get going, and don't really have a plan or a direction most of the time. So I'm going to talk about that during this call, but this card is just reminding you that you need to take your foot off the pedal sometimes. You need to step back. You need to incorporate into your life and into your spiritual business time for relaxation, for grounding, and for connecting with your angels, with your soul, for reconnecting with your purpose, getting off that treadmill of entrepreneurship and life. I mean, Jesus, things can just get so busy. And this card is just a reminder to step back off that treadmill, and that, just for a reckoning, for making sure that you're on track, that you're going in the direction that you want, that you're achieving what you actually want in your life and in your business. Like a check-in, so a regular check-in. I have monthly check-ins in my business. So I have a monthly review every single month. What's working, what's not working, what can I do differently next time, and what do I want to focus on for the month ahead. Every week, I do a quick review. I don't do it every single week, sometimes I forget. But every single month, at the end of the month or the beginning of the next month, I do a review and figure out, and I've those 3 questions that I ask myself: what's working, what's not working, what would I do differently? And then I look at what am I going to focus on going forward. And, the reason that we want to get grounded, the reason that we want to take time out, the reason that we want to review where we're going in our business is so that we have time for the fun, so that we have time and resources and energy left to take those leaps of faith, to buy that training program that you need, to join that community or that circle, to get that system set up so that it frees up some of your time. So, so these cards are really, really important and are just wonderfully setting the scene for this masterclass. So I just want to say before we start, as many of you know, I'm a very proud affiliate of, sorry, somebody's just ringing there and just declining the call. I'm a very proud affiliate partner of Jeff Walker's Product Launch Formula, because his program and his training completely changed and revolutionized the way I do business. I've paid for a lot of support and coaching and systems and everything else in my business, but this is one of the programs that has contributed most consistently to my success from the very beginning, and I continue to use his launch system over and over again in all areas of my business, and continue to generate like lumps of money, some quick cash for my business so that I can keep everything running, and it also has allowed me to bring in consistent income. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about those things today. But Jeff Walker's opens his free training once a year. It is invaluable. I made 10K just from the free training, so I recommend it completely. It is closing and going away tomorrow, and then he has just opened the doors for his program, Product Launch Formula, which if you're on my email list, you will have received the information about this. I cannot recommend it enough. And for any of you that want to jump forward into Jeff's program and you use my affiliate link, you will get a bonus pack worth €3,000 plus. I'm going to add these in today. You'll get an email today with 2 extra bonuses. So yesterday I sent out a text messaged everybody that had signed up last year. There was 7 or 8 people that had signed up last year for PLF, and just asked them how they were getting on. And I asked them what piece of support could I have given you that would have even improved your results. And the one thing they said was a group coaching call with the people that had signed up. So I've just added that in. That will take place in early spring, so February or March. So when you've gone through PLF, you'll get that call. And I've also added in 3 months in the Angel Circle, so that you will get my support, spiritual and business support in the Angel Circle, and that's worth €200, and the other bonus is worth 500. So 2 extra bonuses have gone on to that, so it's bringing it up to 3.5 grand of bonuses. If you want to have a look at that, you can go, it's a bit of a long URL, but you can go to transformitinangels.com/PLF. I will post the link in the comments and the description afterwards, and you're welcome to go and have a look at my bonuses. And if you choose to sign up, you will get all those bonuses as well as everything that Jeff is offering. So if you have any questions about that today, just reach out to me, message me, send me an email, and I'm very, very happy. I cannot recommend this enough. I partner with 2 or 3 people max a year. This year I only partnered with 1 person, and it was Jeff. And I only recommend material and courses and programs that I have tried myself and that I can hand on my heart say it gave me results, and that I've tried and tested. So otherwise I won't recommend anything, and I can't recommend this enough, my dears. So if you want any support with it, just email me or private message me during the day. It's closing all tomorrow at some stage. I don't know what's midnight, probably American time. So it's all closing, and so get in there as quick as you can if you're interested. Ask me a question if you need to today or tomorrow. Okay, so we are ready to get started. I'm just going to say hello to everybody again. Hi, Nicola, Joan, Carol, Monique, Claire, Patsy, Sheila, Angie, Colette, Muriel. Okay, brilliant. You're all very, very welcome, my darlings. So Colette says, I've learned so much from the training this week, and I can see it's the model so much businesses are using. Yes, exactly. Hi, Catherine, how are you? Colette, everybody is using it because it's working, because it's a formula. And it's a way to share your product and services genuinely from your heart, and to give people a taste of what it is to work with you. But it's a very specific strategy. You share that over 3 videos, 3 emails, 3 points are covered, and then you move into, okay, if you want to work with me, here's the next step. Here's the paid program next step. But I think the key with this, if it's done right, Jet's process, is that you give incredible value for free. So you don't give the tidbits, you give incredible value for free, and then you offer the next step, which is like, most of the time people are like, oh my God, if this is free, I can't wait to work with this person. So it's a really easy way without selling. It's a really heartfelt way to enroll people into your courses and programs, the right people that are suited and that need your particular support and training at that time. Hi Jennifer, lovely to see you here. So with that said, anyone that's interested or has any questions around PLF, you've even read the book? I haven't read the book yet, Colette. I downloaded it, but I just didn't get around to reading it. But that's so funny. That's so funny. You could totally, I made 10 grand just from that free training, from just following that. And it was about a year later that I actually signed up for PLF. So you can totally make money just by using that free training. It is invaluable. And I have the book on my list, but I have a couple of things I want to get to first. Okay, let us start. Okay, my darlings, you are so very, very welcome. My name is Aisling Mooney. I'm an angel intuitive. I'm an author. I'm a coach. I'm a spiritual business mentor. And this is number 4 in the Masterclass series, Spiritual Business Breakthrough. It's the 4th Masterclass. And this one is about combining the practical with the spiritual for business success. So I have a lot to say about this. I'm not very prepared. So I just sat down this morning, and I thought, okay, what do I want to talk about? And I thought, okay, these 3 things I can riff about till the cows come home, and will hopefully give you a lot of value in what I'm going to share. But most importantly, which is what I'm about, a transformation, a breakthrough. Sometimes it feels like a little bit of a shake up and a little bit of a virtual slap. So there might be some of that coming. There might be some real talk. If you know me for any amount of time, you know I deliver as much as I can with love. And my aim is to support you in your spiritual business, to get visible, to get out there, to start making money and share your healing gifts with as many people as possible as you can in the world, the people that need your gifts. So just to recap quickly, the first masterclass, I have some notes here, so I'm going to be looking down. The first masterclass was meeting the soul of your business. If you haven't done that, go back and do it. It is wonderful. It helps you to get the number that you want to generate, that your soul is aligned with generating this year or in the next 12 months. And you just get to meet your dream team, your soul committee that can help you in your business. Hi Susan, hi Helena, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So that was the first one. Second one was we really deep dived into the importance of visibility, a huge one for light workers, and legacy. So that was probably one of my favorite masterclasses so far. It was the most groundbreaking. It really shook some people up, and people went out and started recording live streams and sending blogs and emails and just getting their shit together really quickly after that. So I would definitely recommend to go back and watch that if you're looking for a little bit of a shake up, a little bit of support in just getting visible online. The third one, we spoke about raising your abundance vibration and wealth consciousness, and I deep dived into mindset, into manifesting, into the whys of that and into the hows, and it was a really juicy wonderful call. So it really encompassed a lot of what the principles that I use every single day in my life. I talked about anchors, so much in that. So if you want to deep dive into wealth consciousness and increase your abundance vibe, go and have a look at that masterclass. All of these are at ashlingmooney.com/breakthrough. So if you sign up there, you get access to all the replays for all of these masterclasses. And today we're going to deep dive into the spiritual and the practical, combining those for business success. So if you have any questions, post them in the chat and the comments as we go. I love answering questions. It will really support me to keep going. It gives me energy and lets me know that this is beneficial. So give me hearts, give me some thumbs up if what I'm saying is useful at any stage during the next 30 minutes as I give you this material. And so just, be here, turn off anything that's going to distract you. Just give yourself 30 minutes so that you can really absorb this information. So, my darlings, let us get started. Any questions or comments, post them. I'm not the guru. I'm only sharing my experience as a spiritual entrepreneur, as an angel intuitive, as a healer, as a teacher, and all of the years of experience that I have. I'm just sharing my stories and my experience with you. But in this group is a vast amount of knowledge and experience, skills, talents, healing gifts. So if anything I'm saying and you can add to this conversation with a resource or a comment or anything that you want to add, please do so in the comments so we can keep it all underneath this masterclass so we have all of that together. So hi everybody that's joining, it's lovely to see you here. So we're going to deep dive into this. So I thought, what are the three things I can talk about around the subject of combining the practical and spirituality? And I thought, well, what happens when we don't as light workers, which I didn't for a very long time. So what happens as light workers when we don't combine the spiritual with the practical? We run into problems in our pricing. We run into problems transitioning from being an employee to being an entrepreneur. It's a massive one. So we run into problems with burnout. We run into problems with allowing in more support in our business. So there's 3 to 4 areas there that come up and that are worth discussing when we don't combine the practical and the spiritual. So when we look at pricing, and I have this written down because I've written down some numbers, and numbers aren't my greatest gift, so I really have to concentrate. But when we don't combine the practical, our pricing is one of the things that can be affected. And that comes in undercharging. So and undercharging comes from not realizing that So why do we undercharge? We undercharge when we don't understand. Now this is really important. So write it down. 50% of every dollar, euro, pound, whatever other currency you're in, that comes into your business is not yours. So it's about understanding that of every, let's say I work in euros, every euro that comes in, 50% of that goes back out in taxes, in all of the materials and systems and support that you need for your business. Your accountant at the end of the year has to be paid. A bookkeeper, if you have one, has to be paid. Coaching and training that you are participating in to grow your business has to be paid. If you're using a learning platform, one simple thing is, since the last 7 or 8 years, I've been using a learning platform. I have different ones. Right now I'm using Kajabi. I was using Thinkific, and I was using another one, which I won't mention because I can't even recommend it in the beginning. But even that old one, I was paying about £80 a month, every single month. So right up, now I pay about $2,000 a year for my current system. But let's just say a flat rate of about €900 a year, just to pay for the learning platform to put my courses and training programs. Your email support, your taxes that you have to pay on when you've cancelled out your expenses that you have to pay on your profit, insurance, room hire if you need it, Advertising. I am fucking still so shocked that as light workers, we don't understand that we need to have an advertising and marketing budget right from the word go, that when we step into business. I'm going to talk a bit deeper about that in a second. But if you look at all of these costs, they seem to be hidden. They seem to be hidden. We don't seem to remember that we had to pay that €10 to get that domain name renewed. We don't seem to remember that we have to pay, okay, there's 80 quid in hosting. That all of these expenses, if let's just pick a figure of, let's say $3,000, let's say $3,000 over the year. That's going to come in at a few €100 a month. I don't know, can somebody do the maths there? Let me just get a calculator. Let's just take 3,000 divided by 12 is 250 a month. So before you take in a penny, 250 has to go out if your business expenses are about 3,000. So you divide that by 4 and it's €62. So before you even step out of your house to deliver your healing gifts to the world, you already have to pay out 60, 70 euro, pounds, dollars. So I don't know if that's sending you off running for the hills or if I've explained it properly. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that when you get this, that 50% of every euro that comes into your business is not yours. It's going back into your business. That you are now a business owner, not an employee. We're going to go deep into that in a second. When you realize that, you will inevitably raise your prices. Because most of you as spiritual entrepreneurs, light workers in business, are undercharging right now. You're not adding those extra things. And as your business grows, those expenses grow. You bring on team, you create more systems, you begin to value your time more, and you will inevitably invest in more systems. As I said, I started with my first learning platform, $80, and now it's gone right up to about 200 a month, 2,000 a year, something like that. So as your business grows, your prices increase. So Claire, that makes so much sense. Feel much better about pricing and feel happy to accept the right price for my service. Exactly. So when we start off in business, I know when someone would pay me 45 euros for a session, I would be like, oh my God, 45 euros for an hour's work. And what I did not realize, and that really took me years for the penny to drop on this, so I'm glad that you're getting it today, Claire, because it's so important for us to realize that. So I would say, oh my God, I'm getting 45 euros for an hour's work. But in reality, I wasn't. I had to pay 15 euro room hire. I was paying for my insurance. I was paying for all of the other expenses. I paid for childcare. And then I had to go there an hour early and heat up the room in the winter time. And I had to wind down and close down the space and put chairs away and everything back when the session was finished. So literally, the dog is having a dream here in the background. So he's barking, Mambo, Mambo. He's like, woof, woof. He's having a dream. But literally when you get this, you'll realize that 45 euros is just not enough. So when I did that calculation, I was hardly making 10 euros an hour. It would have been more worth my while to go and work in a McDonald's. Nothing wrong with McDonald's. I've worked in retail and bars and restaurants and everything all over the place in my life. So nothing wrong with any of that, any other type of job or way that you bring in money into your business. But what I'm saying is when you understand that we have to transition from being an employee. Most of us are coming from having a job and we get paid by the hour. And when you set up your business, you become a business owner and you're responsible for all of it. So when you become, what does it mean to be a business owner? Let's step into the next piece as this transition from employee into entrepreneur. You're the business owner. You're responsible for your taxes. You probably do your bookkeeping in the beginning. I know I did, messily, but I did them. You submit your tax returns. You have to, do the accountancy. If you're in a sole trader business, if you move into a limited company, you definitely need an accountant. You're the manager of everything. You're the motivator. You're your own coach in the beginning. You do all the sales. You do all the copywriting. So all the emails, all the blog posts, everything, all the Facebook posts, all the Instagram, customer support. Anyone that hasn't got that isn't happy or missing links. Oh my God, customer support. I have a wonderful team member now called Jessica, who takes care of all of the customer support for all of my clients, and it is a dream. But it took me years to get to the place where I could finally invest the time and energy in getting a really good team. But content delivery, responsible for a long time with customer support was just me, and content creation. So you're responsible for all of the videos that you create, everything. You're responsible for managing your marketing. So in the beginning, that can be the way it is. And this is the second thing I want to talk about as we transition from employees to entrepreneurs. There comes a point, and hopefully it will be today, that you realize you cannot continue. You cannot, from someone who was burnt out twice in business, you cannot continue to do things on your own. You cannot continue to be the Lone Ranger in your business. There's that wonderful saying, it takes a village to raise a child. I would apply that to business. A lot of people say, my business is my baby. Sometimes I say that, but it doesn't resonate today. But, so it takes a child to raise, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes system, support, community, team, processes. There's so much involved in a business, and you cannot do it alone. There's so many hands in my business at different levels. At the moment someone is working on graphics, graphic posts for my new Oracle deck that's coming out. Someone else was working on emails today. Someone else was working on Facebook posts. I'm looking at getting another tech team who can really help me, support me with my emails. If I look at all of the people that I've probably worked with over the last year, people that are on my team, daily team, and then other people that are contractors that have come in to do some work, there's about 50 people that have worked with me, that have supported me to maintain and to manage and to grow my business just in the last year. So we cannot be Lone Rangers. We have got to get support. And what happens when we don't, when you do continue to do all of these things yourself, that's just your business. Never mind if you have a life and if you have a house to run, if you have kids. Most of you are women watching this, so that's who I'm speaking to when I say this. We have our own set of responsibilities and things, and emotional and physical and whatever. But you have all of that. You have family, you have older family members, you have young kids, you have difficulties in your relationships, or in your partnership, in your marriage, or life just happens. Maybe you're grieving, maybe we have a full plate already in our lives, and then we decide to jump into a healing business, and we don't fully realize the what is required if we just do it on our own. So if you can see by this picture that I'm painting, it's making my stomach turn to think of, because I did this for years. I did this for years until literally my hair started to fall out. Literally, I was in the shower and clumps of hair was falling out of my head, and this went on for weeks, and finally I went to the doctor, and I expected him to give me a pill or a vitamin pill or something to help me to just fucking get over the tiredness and get on with work. I was studying for a degree. I had one young kid, and then my second kid came along on my third year of a degree in adult education and training, because I wanted to do that for my business. My marriage there was times during the last 10 years where there has been very difficult times for us that we've had to get through with counselling and whatever. I've spoken about this many times. So all of that, you add all of that together, and my hair started falling out. And I went to the doctor looking for a pill, and he said to me, Aisling, it's burnout. The only thing that you need to do is rest. Take time off and rest yourself. So, that was one of the things I did, take time off and rest myself. And I also brought in more support. And that included support in terms of self-care, counselling. I went back to my meditations. But the thing is, as a light worker, as an angel intuitive, as somebody that wants to share their healing gifts with the world, that has this desire to make the world a better place, and I know I'm speaking to the converted here, as soon as you had your first Reiki session or your first healing session, you were like, oh my God, I want to tell everybody about this. And then maybe you went on and you trained and you got your own certificate, you went on and you did up to mastery level, and then you decided to open a business because you have this urge within you to share, to make the world a better place, to get these healing gifts and to heal more people in the world. So I know that where it comes from, but and I say that for me, I had burnout once, but I had to go through it again a few years later to actually get the message. So I'm like the burnout queen here. I know exactly how to get there and how not to fucking get there, what you can do to get yourself out of that. The second time around, I did 4 launches in 4 months, not recommended at all and completely unnecessary if you build up your email list and community strategically. I learned it the hard way, as I said, and completely burnt out. And that second time, instead of my hair was fine, would have came as panic attacks, severe anxiety. Literally, I couldn't touch a computer and I would have severe panic attacks and anxiety and pain. And I just, that went on for 8 weeks, and I literally had to hand over every part of my business and just take a complete step back. So if we don't manage the burnout, if we don't realize from now, please give me some feedback about how you're managing this, how you're taking this information. I'm giving it to you in the hope that it will inspire you to consider now rather than later to get some support, whether that's in your systems, whether that's in coaching, whether that's in training, whether that's in, if you went into, I'm going to talk about this next actually. So the last point is about support, the support that we need in the business. Let me know, give me some feedback. What are your ahas about what I've spoken about so far? What is it bringing up for you? What is it making you think about? Because I can feel the energy is like, holy shit, I didn't know she was going to talk about this today. There's a little bit of, I don't know, maybe I'm giving too much reality here, but I want you to really avoid the burnout later on by accepting that you need support sooner rather than later. And it took me a long time to get to the place where I have the support that I have now. So it's not an easy process, but it's something that you need to start thinking about straight away. So, and this is the support. Having your spiritual and healing gifts on their own is not enough to create a business. Having a beautiful website, even going that far and having it up there online is not enough. Word of mouth, family and friends to get your business out there is not enough. You need mentoring, you need training, and you need a marketing budget. So a little silly example of that is that my marketing budget is at least €1 a day on Facebook ads. So at the moment I have one running and it's about $150 a day. So a minimum marketing budget for me for the year is between €400 and €500 on Facebook. A minimum. When I'm in a launch period, which is 2 or 3 times a year, I put some more money. I always have some money aside for a marketing budget. So just a simple thing like that. But understanding that in your business, taking the long-term view, and understanding that, like most of us, we start off in business and then we're thinking, okay, maybe I need to learn about some marketing, or I need to learn about sales, or I need to learn about funnels or web or tech, or how to actually get and create an opt-in and get an email list and get people. So we do it backwards. We start the business first and then run into trouble when it comes to paying our taxes and we haven't got any money in the bank, which I'm putting my hand up for, or delaying doing the bookkeeping because it's not our skill set and we haven't delegated it and given it to somebody else. But so what I wanted to think about is that support in your business, coaching, training, team, is not optional, it's essential. It's something that when you're stepping into business, you should be eyes wide open and saying, okay, when I step into business, I'm going to need X to invest in coaching. I'm going to need X to invest in systems. If I can give you one piece of advice, if I'm looking back over the last 10 years of business, I think 7 or 8 of that online. If I look back over that and I think I invested very early on in coaching and training, a lot of money. My first year was 1,500 in a coach, and then I moved very quickly into a 10K VIP coaching program, and then I moved into 20K. So, I invested very quickly in coaching, and I don't regret that at all. I learned from some of the best in the world. However, I didn't realize until later that I actually needed a budget for all of the processes and the systems and the support that I use in my business. So my advice would be that when you step into business, to realize that you need a budget for both. You might start with €1,000. Okay, I have €1,000 to spend on a coaching program or training, marketing, sales, whatever it is that you need support in, setting up your first opt-in, whatever it is. And I have €1,000 for this to pay for these systems and these things that I'm going to get advice to use. So if somebody says to you, you need a domain and you need domain hosting, you need a budget to actually pay for that. If someone says, okay, you need a learning platform, which as I said, I used from the beginning, it was $80 a month. I just scrimped and saved and figured that out. But if I had known from the beginning, okay, this is my budget, does that fit in with the budget? That would have just made things a little bit easier for me. So how is this landing? Is this helpful? Is this helpful? I hope it is. So Claire says, yeah, making so much sense, feel better about pricing and happy to accept the right price for service. Colette says, need to be jack of all trades and keep the business doors open. Yes, my darling, in the beginning, and then you need to get some support. Support needed at all times and asking for help. Time out is important. Taking time out and attending online retreat today. I love it, and a healing session. Joan says, great advice. No harm in bringing attention to the reality rather than rose-tinted glasses, which would be my downfall. Yeah. So I'm going to wrap up. This was a short, I think it was a short webinar and masterclass, but I'm going to wrap up just to think about what I want you to do is to tell me one action step that you're going to take. I'm going to talk about some of the supports that I use in my business, some of the things that I have that I use in the beginning and that I continue to use today that might be helpful and supportive for you. So I'm going to list them out as just off the top of my head. I haven't got them written down anywhere. But I would love you to, any questions you have around, anything that I use in my business that you want more clarity on, ask me now while I'm live. But I would also love to hear one action step, and that might come from these resources that I share with you, but just one action step that you're going to take when we talk about combining the spiritual and the practical in your spiritual business. One simple action step that you're going to take for yourself this week or this month at the latest. So just post that in the chat now. It could be, I'm going to bring on someone to clean the house. We talked about this on one of the other calls. so that I have 2 hours to dedicate to my business and I'm not cleaning the house. It could be I'm going to start to put some money aside for a marketing budget. I'm going to put €5 a week aside and build up a Facebook ad budget. I'm going to build up a money pot to get some coaching, get a really good website with an opt-in proper page. I'm going to invest in Aweber. Okay, so Claire's going to use Facebook ads. Love it. Make sure you come in and ask me questions in the Angel Circle, Claire, and I'll give you some more clarity on how I use Facebook ads. I think I actually shared that in one of the masterclasses. But if you have any questions around that, just share with me. Colette says more boundaries and time out and self-care. So some of the systems I use, at the moment it's Kajabi. If I was starting out, I would use Kajabi. If anyone is interested in Kajabi, message me and I'll give you a link to sign up. Anyone that signs up through my Kajabi link gets the Abundant Heart program, which is worth $997. But the main system that I use right now is Kajabi. It has the ability to collect emails. It has the ability to collect and to create beautiful opt-in pages and a whole website if you want in the background. You can grab your analytics so that you can figure out who's looking at your content and your services. So that's one thing that is invaluable. I use Kajabi probably 60% of its capacity because I have other systems that I use. But if I was starting out again, I would seriously look at that because it encompasses so much. The other thing I use is obviously the web design. I have a team that looks after that for me now. In the beginning, I used webs.com. I wouldn't recommend it now, but there are other ones out there which I think are a better version of that and they're very easy to use. Squarespace I've heard is good. Wix I've heard great reports from. So that would be a great one if you are doing the web design yourself in the very beginning. They're really easy to manage. But then if you want to go deeper, I use WordPress. My website was set up on that, and I use Divi template, which are both free. And then I pay web hosting. My web hosting is letshost.ie. It's an Irish company, but I'm thinking of transferring from them because I have 3 websites at the moment and I want to converge everything, and I have 2 hosting packages and I want to converge everything and make it more streamlined. Advertisements and my marketing budget, basically it's Facebook. I don't bother with anything else anymore because Facebook is literally, you can literally find the people that are searching for your particular service. You can get the most value for your money, and Facebook ads are the way that I advertise. So that's my advertising budget. And then it's content. So batching content, I do a lot of batching. So I create like my weekly videos in a big batch I do it over 2 days, do all the videos and then write all the copy and then give it to my assistant and she sets up the emails and the Facebook posts. But one of the systems that we use for social media posting is called Buffer. I'm only starting to use that now. Before that I was using Promo Republic, which was quite good. But there was some technical difficulties connecting with my Instagram account. So at the moment I'm using Buffer, and it seems to be going well and allows us to post on Instagram and Facebook instantly across them. So it's really good. When I use another software called Repurpose, which allows me, when I post a video on YouTube, it allows me to transform that video into an audio and post it on my podcast, or an audio, I can transfer it and post it on YouTube, or postings on Facebook. It literally is one click. Once it's set up, one click, and everything can be shared across all different platforms. So it's another software that we use to save time. I'm trying to think of what else I use. Aweber I use for my emails. What I'm gonna do, when you go to ashleymooney.com/breakthrough, if you haven't already signed up for all of these masterclasses, I'll send you a doc with all of the systems and tools that I use in my business, that you're welcome to go and browse and see if they could be useful for you as well. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. If you have any questions around that. Coletta uses Wix and she finds it easy. Brilliant. Okay. Haven't used it, but I like that. I've heard it's great. Chilla says, I'll start using Facebook ads to grow my mailing list in English. Very good. The freebie needs a final polishing. Then the landing page in MailerLite and set up the advertising. Brilliant. I don't know MailerLite, so I'm guessing that's like MailChimp or Aweber. So brilliant. That is it, my darling. So what I want just to leave you with is thinking about what is the one action step that you're going to take for yourself. Chilla says I will use WebNode and WordPress. Brilliant. Love it. Okay. So yeah, just think about the one thing, the one commitment that you're going to make for yourself for this week, this month, preferably this week, that you're going to, one tweak, one change, one thing that you're going to make. Even it could be just here, it could be a mindset thing. It could be just, oh my God, I've just got it. I've got that I need to broaden my horizon and to think I'm not an employee anymore. I'm a business owner. And what does that mean? I don't have a hobby. I have a business. So it has to generate money. It has to bring in money. It has to be profitable for it to be a business. If it's not profitable, then it's a hobby. It's helpful to think about these things. Look at your pricing, avoid burnout, really realize that transition from employee to entrepreneur, and also make sure that you have support. These three things will really get you on the road to success. I want to end by saying Jeff Walker's program is open for another 24 hours or so, closes tomorrow. I said at the beginning of the call, I have a bonus pack of 3,000. I'm a very proud affiliate of Jeff Walker's work. His work is one of the systems, just one of them, that I have used to revolutionize, to completely change the face of my business. It has increased my income. With every launch that I do, my income increases, and it also has allowed me to create consistent income throughout my business. So Jeff Walker, I cannot recommend this program enough. I have 3,000 worth of bonuses, and I'm just adding 2 more bonuses. One is 3 months in the Angel Circle worth €200, and I've added in a bonus of a group call. That was one of the recommendations that people made that took PLF last year. They said if there was a group call, it would have been great to meet other people at the same stage in business. So I'm adding that in. And also to say, if you already have the Abundant Heart program, but you want all the other bonuses, reach out to me, let me know. Only if you have the Abundant Heart, because it's really useful. So if you don't have it, I would say go and get the bundle first and get that in your spiritual, because it really is my signature program and will really help and support you in your business step by step, getting your first product out there, increasing your audience, getting clarity on your messaging and your healing gifts. So it's invaluable. But if you already have it, I can swap it out for a VIP session with me instead, which is worth $997. So that's just an offer for people that already have the Abundant Heart, but you want to get all of the other bonuses. I can swap out that for a one-to-one session when you sign up to Jeff. The URL is quite a long one. It's the old website that I don't want anymore. Transforming Angels in 12 weeks.com/PLF. I'm going to post a link in the chat and in the comments later, and you're welcome to PM me today and reach out if you have any questions. And that is it, my darlings. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. I hope that this series over the last month or so has been useful, it has supported you. If you've anything at all that you want to ask, you can send it by email, or you can post here in the comments, or you can PM me in the next couple of days. And that is it. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. If you're in one of my programs, I'll see you in there, in the Angel Circle, or in Jeff Walker's program, or I will see you on my email list or around. Loads of love. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.